Today we're exploring a fascinating and powerful story, the myth of Medusa and its connection to the fixed star Algol. This narrative intertwines themes of divine feminine power and resistance against patriarchy. Let's dive into this compelling story. Medusa, we all know her as the figure with snakes for hair and a gaze that turns people to stone. But let's take a moment to dig into this story a little bit more deeply. Medusa was not always the monster that many people think of. She began her life as a beautiful maiden with golden hair, a devoted priestess of the Greek goddess Athena. Her beauty was renowned. Her dedication to wisdom and strength made her a true embodiment of the divine feminine. However, her life took a pretty tragic turn when Poseidon, the god of the sea, became infatuated with her. And in an act of dominance, Poseidon violated Medusa within Athena's sacred temple. Athena was enraged. She felt betrayed. However, because of Poseidon's hierarchical ranking in the pantheon of the Greek gods on Mount Olympus, Athena couldn't punish Poseidon, and so instead turned her wrath onto Medusa and transformed her into a gorgon with snakes for hair and a gaze that turned men to stone. But this transformation was not merely a punishment. It was actually a metamorphosis into a guardian of sacred feminine energy through the power and symbolism of the snake. Now, let's talk about Algol. Algol is known as the demon star. Algol has been associated with danger and malevolence throughout history. It's placed in the constellation of Medusa. However, when viewed through the lens of Medusa's story, Algol represents the undying and the cyclical nature of feminine power and resilience. Its pulsating brightness mirrors Medusa's journey from maiden to monster, from victim to symbol of strength. Algol is indeed an ill omen, but not in general terms. It is a particularly feared omen by those who seek to violate the sanctity of the divine feminine. It serves as a cosmic warning to those who dare to transgress the sacred boundaries of the divine feminine. So, next, enter Perseus, who, armed with divine gifts from the gods, the Greek gods, sought to behead Medusa. His act was not one of true heroism, as it's often celebrated, but an attempt to further patriarchal dominance by subduing the powerful feminine forces that she represented. This beheading was an act of violence meant to suppress her power. However, Medusa's power could not be fully extinguished. From her severed neck, her blood gave birth to Pegasus, the winged horse, symbolizing freedom and inspiration, and also to Chrysaor, a giant, symbolizing strength. These manifestations were symbols of her undying influence and the eternal resilience of the divine feminine. Her supposed defeat became a moment of transformative creation. In modern times, Medusa and the symbol of snakes in general have been reclaimed as symbols of female empowerment and resistance against patriarchal oppression. Her story stands as a testament to the resilience and transformative power of the divine feminine. Algol, once feared, now shines as a beacon of this unyielding strength, a warning to those who would dare to undermine the sacred feminine. Medusa's narrative, intertwined with the star Algol, inspires a reawakening of feminine power. It challenges traditional patriarchal interpretations and celebrates the sacred, untamed energy of the divine feminine. This reinterpretation encourages a society where the feminine is honored and oppressive forces are dismantled. Now, this brings us forward into July of 2024. Coming up, Mars will conjoin with Uranus and Algol. Mars represents action, aggression, and assertiveness. Uranus brings revolution, innovation, and sudden change. Algol, as we just talked about, is a powerful, fearsome energy warning against violations of the sacred feminine. This alignment signifies a period of intense energy, sudden changes, and transformative power, particularly in relation to themes of rebellion and the divine feminine. For those attuned to the energies of the divine feminine, this period offers an opportunity to harness the transformative power of Mars and Uranus to break free from oppressive structures and embrace a new paradigm of strength and empowerment. It is a time to stand firm, protect the sacred, and channel the resilient spirit of Medusa. This alignment of Mars, Uranus, and Algol calls for courage, awareness, and the willingness to face and overcome challenges. It is a reminder that true power lies in respecting and honoring the divine feminine, and that any attempt to suppress it will ultimately be met with fierce resistance and powerful transformation. So thank you for joining me today in this delineation and exploration of the myth. If you found this exploration of Medusa and Algol insightful, please like and subscribe and click the notification bell to stay updated on our journey through mythology and astrology. We'll see you next time. Looking forward to connecting with you all again next time. Until then, keep your eye on the sky and make a wish upon a star.